Hello everyone, this is Ange. Welcome to another episode of the Visual Novel Monthly Recap. This is a video series where I highlight news related to major visual novel releases and the community for each month. In this video, I'll highlight anything that happened in July of 2021. Let's get started. For any fans of buying physical versions of visual novels, Manga Gamer announced that they are releasing physical copies of Emoto Paradise 3 and Fuck Me Royally. It'll release on August 6th, and you can pre-order now on Manga Gamer's site. Sekai Project released Island Diary on Steam and Denpasoft. This seems to be a slice-of-life visual novel meant for Kimono Mimi or Animal Girl fans. The main three heroines are a cat girl, rabbit girl, and a bear girl. Shortly after announcing their Konosora Snow Presence project, Snowyujin Translations announced that they have started the ever-so-requested 18+ restoration patch for Miyazora or A Sky Full of Stars. At Anime Expo Light, Sekai Project announced some new licenses. These include Slavish Dragon Princess 2 by Whirlpool, Qualia The Path of Promise by Pure Sis, Amairo Chocolate 2 by Cabbage Soft, Relord 3, The Demon Lord of Grossen and the Final Witch by Yes Cued, and 2236 AD The Prequel, Secretary Stories by Chloro. Jazz has announced they're doing remastered releases of their older visual novel titles. This month, they specifically announced Do You Like Horny Bunnies 1 and 2 and Exchange R, 2, and 3. Studio Elon's Yuri, or Girls Love visual novel, Heart of the Woods, has been released on the Nintendo Switch. Due to some drama related to Gams' Twitter, he has cancelled any translation patch projects that he was working on. This includes the Sui no Sora remake he was translating himself, and the Sakura no Uda community translation project he was in charge of. Tsukishiro has made a fan translation of both volumes of the Rewrite fan disc Records of the Occult Club's Activities. These are very short visual novels based on the common route, where Lucia and Chihaya become school idols. I personally read and enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed the common route humor of the original rewrite, these mini fan discs have those in spades. The sequel to the expression Amilato, Distant Memorajo, has been released on Manga Gamer and Steam. A quote straight from the VNDB description describes it as a heartwarming and educational Yuri, aka Girls Love, visual novel that teaches readers Esperanto as well as the meaning of communication. The ever-so-anticipated Nitro Plus title Full Metal Daemon Muramasa has been announced to be released by Jast in August. There's also a physical version pre-order that's going to be available at a later date. I don't know much about this visual novel, except that it's a darker story true to Nitro Plus form, has action scenes, and is one of the highest rated visual novels on both VNDB and Edo Gamescape. This is admittedly only tangentially related to visual novels, but Steam announced a Steam Deck, which seems to be their answer to the Nintendo Switch. It's coming out later this year, and you'll get the ability to play Steam games on the go, as well as potential other features. This will of course include visual novels from Steam, which may get even more people incentivized to buy visual novels on Steam. Sekai Project released the Otomege version of Nekopara, Catboy's Paradise. It is 100% free and can be found on Steam, iOS, and Android. Just keep in mind that the visual novel is very short, and apparently the routes kinda end prematurely, or so I hear. Shirabune pulls yet another surprise release, Chihiro Himukai Always Walks Away. It's a short, slice-of-life visual novel where an adult-age couple meets and gets together under very unique circumstances. It's worth noting the writer has done work for SME visual novels like Fururaba, Making Lovers, and Sugar Style, and has some similar humor to those. The 2236 AD Secretary Stories prequel that Sekai Project announced at Anime Expo has released. It's 100% free, and seems to be a light-hearted story set in the 2236 AD universe. If you are interested in upscaling visual novels you read in full screen to 4K, there's an app release called Magpie. Just download the program, open the visual novel you want in 4K, then click Alt F11. Some people recommend ACNet instead of Anime 4K for visual novel upscaling though. DL's site released an English version of Megami Soft's Your Waifu Fox Girl, Konko. If you're into fox girls, this could be the visual novel for you. Kakugo Translations announced a fan translation of Tsuki Mazakura to Uso no Machi by Propeller. They also announced that they're dropping their previously announced fan translation of Not Fiction, since ArtLink announced an official translation through Steam. Manga Gamer announced that they're doing an English VTuber stream series using the Go-Go Nippon's main heroines, Akira and Makoto Misaki. Their first stream was July 30th, and hopefully expect more to come if you enjoyed it. For those who consider this a visual novel, The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles has released on Steam, Switch, and PS4. It's a distant prequel to the Phoenix Wright series, so you don't really need to play the Phoenix Wright series in order to play Chronicles. The community of Zero released a 2.0 version fanfix patch of the original Steins Gate on Steam. It includes a lot of internal updates, Steam Play and Linux support, a lot of text formatting, typos, wording, and grammar fixes, a full translation check of the tips, more edited CGs, and improved song translations. They also released a 2.1 fanfix patch of Steins Gate Zero on Steam. It includes a full translation check on the tips and doing various translation and text fixes of the main story. Manga Gamer released Christmas Tina ephemeral views of winter on their website and Steam. The only thing I know about this visual novel is that it has a Chinese male protagonist with a Japanese female main love interest. I think there's more to the story besides romance, but I don't know what it is exactly. The fan disc to Oshirabu, Waifus Over Husbandos, called Love or Die, is now available on Manga Gamer and Steam. Shirobune once again makes another surprise release with 2 visual novels, Primal Hearts 1 and 2 from Marmalade. As far as I know, it's just a moege slice of life visual novel, kind of similar to Studied Steady, also by Marmalade, and the Ubisoft visual novels. P-Cube has released Bustafellows, a very highly rated otomege on Switch and Steam. Some notable things about this visual novel is that the main female protagonist actually has voice acting, an actual personality, and an interesting power to briefly go back in time. The story appears to have mystery crime drama, so this could potentially be a good visual novel for people normally not into otomeges. Ubisoft had a stream that announced that they are making a sub-brand called Ubisoft Sour. It seems like this sub-brand will focus on all ages releases, as their first visual novel announced, Parquet, is going to be an all ages kinetic visual novel. Nekonyan, the company that usually localizes Ubisoft visual novels, announced that an English and Chinese version will release on Steam, iOS, and Android in late August. Jest has released Mamono Musume, Slime, and Skyla. As far as I can see, this is just a new Kige for Monster Girl fans. And that is it for July of 2021. As always, if you have any feedback, positive or negative, feel free to leave a comment below in this video or one of my social medias. See you all next month. A very special thank you to the 2 people who donated to my coffee this month. Thank you to Guile36 for the $6 donation, and thank you to 123321 for 2 separate $3 donations. Very much appreciated.